Are we here? How's everybody doing? I have not done this in a while. There may be a lag in the audio, so let me know in the comments. I'm looking at the comments here, so sorry, got a lot going on here. I think I got audio. Just give me a thumbs up or something. If there's a delay, I'm sorry. I'm having to run it right into my audio interface here, so don't know. Wait, we're saying we can't see me. Hold on. Can you see me now? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, like I said, a little rusty. Hadn't done this in a minute. I think we're good. Like I said, now that the video should be up now. There might be a delay in the audio, so sorry if there is. If there is, just pretend there's not. And if not, make it seem like a really bad overdubbed movie where the lip sync is off or something. I don't know. So we can't see you. Yep, good. All right, I'm getting thumbs ups now. Sweet, everyone. Thanks for joining, everybody. This is awesome. It's like 11, 12 people here. This is pretty epic. So I'm doing this live stream kind of for two reasons. Number one, it's just been a really long time since I've live streamed, and I kind of missed it. And two, I've been super slammed with productions and edits and all that kind of stuff. And as always, YouTube kind of plays second fiddle when productions and business is going. So for all of you looking for content, I'm really sorry. I plan on making some videos here in the future. Got a lot of good content coming up. So I'm circling around the production that I worked on. It was really fun directing and DPing that one. So yeah, here we go. I'm just looking over here at the comments. So let's see here. Ralph, thanks for joining. Michael, a nice pre-roll, awesome idea. Appreciate that. Let's see, Tyler Edwards. Hey, Tyler Edwards, how are you? You have an awesome name. God bless you in these tough times. Wish you all the best. Thanks so much, man. Carlos, can't see you. I think that's been solved. So let's see. BME Films, thanks for joining. Christian, what's up, man? Cool. There we go. Awesome. All right, cool. Carlos, thanks for giving the Kung Fu lip sync. Yes, Peter Fowler with Endure Films. Thank you for joining. Yes, it's snowing outside, and I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know if you can tell. It's actively snowing, kind of now, and that's still really new to me. came from the beach, Charleston, South Carolina. Live in Colorado now. I don't know if I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you didn't know where I was from. I was from Charleston, South Carolina. Spent a lot of time there, and now moved to Colorado. We're in the Boulder area, so it's awesome, and the snow never gets old. It's freaking awesome. We woke up and the porch was all white. So yeah, cool. Hello from London, Andy. Thank you so much for joining. Kevin Reyes, what's up? Beautiful beard. Thanks, Christian. So Kevin, my homie, he and Griffin Conway. I don't know if hopefully you know who they are. If you don't, go check them out. I'll try to leave links in the description and all that stuff to their channels and all that stuff. But super talented cinematographers, and I was able to hire them out for a production last week? The week before that? Something like that. It's been a minute. And it was super awesome having them on set. Just been wanting to hang out with them just in general. But we lived on opposite ends of the coast, and flying to anywhere from Charleston is really expensive, and you always got to connect. But now, living in Denver, it's pretty easy, and was able to get them out here for a shoot, and it was pretty freaking awesome. It was really good times, and hopefully get another shoot going on here in the near future. Love to connect with those guys again. Super talented cinematographers in their own right. It was like a freaking dream team. The client was like mind blown. So super awesome. Looking over here at the comments again. Griffin, he's here. Okay, sweet. What's up, man? Joshua, do you use DaVinci Resolve? First of all, Joshua, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I also hope I'm in focus. I'm live streaming from the Ursa G2 right now, so no autofocus here. Do I use DaVinci Resolve? Absolutely. It has come a long way, and with DaVinci Resolve 17, the multicam syncing with audio is awesome. Just as good as Final Cut or Premiere or anything like that. And that was kind of one of my biggest issues with DaVinci Resolve up until 17 beta, and I'm in 17 beta. But my biggest issue has always been English, Tyler. Has always been multicam editing, and in the past, I have found that the multicam editing has been pitiful in DaVinci Resolve. But since the latest update, now it could have improved in DaVinci Resolve 16 somewhere thereabouts, but I never really used it. But I gave it a chance for this project that I'm working on. And it works out phenomenally. Well, I tested it out before this project to make sure that it would work, but it's been working really well. So yeah, I'm pretty much all in DaVinci Resolve. One thing I really want to do is learn Fusion, but that's got to come when I get a new computer, because I am on a 4-core, quad-core trash can Mac Pro 2013. So it's like hanging on by a thread. So definitely need a new computer, but I'm kind of holding out for like a pro level M1 Mac, because I'm on Macs, and that's just you're not going to convince me otherwise to go PC. Did that for a minute and it really sucked. So yeah, I'm waiting to get an M1 Mac just to be able to actually use Fusion. But it looks really cool. There's some really cool things in it. Obviously, really powerful, but my computer, it just can't handle it. So. Comments, what's up? Where are you located? Oh, I think I answered that, so sweet. TFTI with your last shoot. You're gonna have to let me know what that acronym means, and then maybe I can compound on that, Peter. How are you liking the 1DX Mark III? Do you plan to get the Komodo? Great question. 1DX Mark III, it's right there. It is a fantastic camera, fantastic stills camera, and video camera as well. It is not my primary. It will never be my primary. I think the 5.5K RAW looks gorgeous. I also think that the rolling shutter is abysmal in it, so that's just a huge bummer. But for most stuff, it works out perfectly. Hopefully C-Log 3 and maybe even C-Log 2 are going to come to it. I've heard C-Log 3 is confirmed coming to it, but there was a rumor that C-Log 2 might be coming to it, so that'd be pretty awesome. But even with C-Log 3, that'd be great, super awesome there. And then with the new Macs, even the new like MacBook Pros, like the M1 Max can edit that H.265 beautifully. So the reason why I got it was number one, weather sealing. That is really important to me. I came from hurricane-prone Charleston, South Carolina to snowy Colorado, and I've done a lot of projects where, you know, I got some information coming out, a video coming out really about the Ursa, but in pretty gnarly conditions, I ended up having to pull the 1DX3 out on a shoot because we're outside, there was snow and dumping snow, and not once was I worried about it. So yeah, I love it. Do I plan on getting a red Komodo? I don't know. I mean, I'd like to. I mean, if I was made of money, 100% I'd get one, because I think the global shutter is very useful in certain circumstances. And the high frame rate thing doesn't really bother me because I have an Ursa, and the Ursa does high frame rates and does all that what I needed to. The red Komodo would definitely be a specialty cam. It would not be an A cam ever for me because it does not have full-size XLR inputs. That's really important to me. That provides phantom power. And it also doesn't have built-in ND filters. Now, it has the RF mount, which is pretty stinking awesome, so you can use adapters with ND filters in there. However, with native glass, obviously you lose that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I win the lottery or something, I'll definitely get one, because I'm really, really intrigued and interested in that camera. I'd love to get my hands on one, but I spend my money on lights. So yeah, hope that answers your question. All right, what's up? Should I buy? Kevin wants to know if he should buy an Easy Rig. I think you should definitely buy. I think you should buy like 3 Easy Rigs, Kevin, because one is not enough. I really, really wish I had an Easy Rig, especially on the last 2 productions where I was running the Ursa with my small HD monitor, all that rigged out, and by the end of the shoot, I was pretty wrecked. My back was sucky. So yeah, definitely get an Easy Rig. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the 600D? Asks Mr. B. Well, it's a really exciting light. My thoughts right now are it's not here yet, but should be here on Wednesday. So I'm really excited. I know Griffin got his today, and I think Kevin is getting his today. But I don't live in California, so I gotta wait a couple more days. So really excited. That's pretty much it. Looks like a really bright light. I'm really excited for it. I'll let you know once I actually get it. I'll make a video on that as well. Ralph asks, red or airy? Well, that would really depend on the project and the client and what the client wants and the look that the client wants. For me personally, I would rather shoot airy. I just kind of I prefer the look of it a little bit better. Which is one of the reasons why I went the Ursa route and not the red route. But they're both great cameras. They both deliver fantastic results. They can also both deliver very terrible results if they are not operated right and the lighting is not done well and all that stuff. So yeah, I've mentioned this in the past, and if you've seen any of my videos about, especially the Before You Upgrade Your Camera series, which I've got a video coming up here in the near future about that. I mean, those cameras are just a sensor with computers behind it, and without lighting it, without a good story, without good composition, good camera movement, it doesn't matter what camera it is. It could be an Alexa LF. If you don't light it right and the story sucks, then it doesn't matter. You could also shoot on a Canon T2i and light it really good and have a good story and tell everyone it's a red Komodo, and most people probably would believe you. Let's see here. Joshua Moser says you have to be a rocket scientist to use Fusion. That might be the case. I don't know. I don't even know After Effects, so I'm going to be kind of coming in from a clean slate. So the node-based thing hopefully isn't going to be a disadvantage to me. Let's see. Michael Jolly. What's up, Michael? Thank you so much for joining, man. Hey, Tyler, when are you getting an R5? I don't know. Again, cameras have become less of a priority to me over the years. I would love an R5. Griffin brought one on the shoot. And, well, to the shoot, we didn't use the R5. We used Ursa's and pocket cinema cameras. But it's really tiny, and I would much rather go on really long hikes with that than my 1DX, because it kind of sucks hiking with the 1DX on like really long hikes and like 14ers and stuff. But I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know. Maybe never. Maybe next month. Who knows? If I win the lottery, I'll get a lot of cameras. Hey, thanks for paying me back for the beer, Kevin. Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Thanks so much, man. Ralph, how did you start off your career? I would love to work in the film industry at some point, but it is kind of overwhelming to figure out where to start. I live in the Netherlands, if that matters. That's super cool. I definitely want to visit the Netherlands, and if we do, I'll definitely hit you up. How did I start off my career? I work actually. Michael Drowley and I did a kind of a collab video a year ago, maybe over a year ago. Anyways, we talked about how we worked in the corporate world and kind of transitioned into going in full time into production. I quit cold turkey. It's been a hobby of mine for years. Video has been a hobby of mine for years, and I just had enough of the corporate life, and I just couldn't do it anymore, and I just quit cold turkey, and I started off doing weddings, because in Charleston, South Carolina, that's a wedding destination, so people are always looking for wedding filmmakers, and so I just kind of get into that, and then I started kind of getting out of that field and doing more production, getting on sets, and I got, I got on sets doing anything. I was, first AC, and, just helped out on set, shooting BTS videos, anything to like start networking with production companies and other creatives and stuff. Charleston is a much smaller community, has a much smaller, filmmaking industry there than, say, Denver, or LA, or New York, or something like that. So I just networked as best as I could. And that just kind of led to more jobs, and I worked a lot with a production company in Charleston called Thomas Brothers Productions, really cool dudes. And then I started, freelancing out a little bit more, started freelancing with a couple churches back in the Charleston area, and just kind of gained that momentum. And then we moved to Denver, and kind of had to start all that over again. Luckily, I had enough material to put a reel together to send off to clients, so that's definitely been helpful. But yeah, I just kind of started off by, jumping in wherever I could in productions. Let's see here. Mr. B, how did you build a network of people to get the work you do? Well, I think I just answered that. If I didn't answer that, ask me again, Mr. B, and I'll try to compound on that. So Peter says, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but besides your favorite camera, what beard products do you use? I don't use any. Sorry. Volcom91, what do you think about the battery grip for the Pocket 6K? Any good alternative lightweight powering options? I never got the battery grip. I had it on pre-order, and I ended up canceling it. Really just because if I wanted to go like really small and as lightweight as possible, I would just bring like 10 LPE6 batteries with me if I were walking around town or traveling or whatever. Otherwise, I would rig it up with the V-mount plate and all that stuff, and I made a whole video on kind of how I rigged it up. So I don't know. I don't know that I don't know anything about the battery grip. It seems good. It doesn't seem like it powers it for that much longer to make it worth it. And at the time for the Pocket 4K, Well, you're asking about the Pocket 6K, right? So never mind. For the Pocket 4K, I never got it because I had the Metabones adapter and the little with the small rig cage. There was a little like cold shoe or no, like the Metabones foot adapter thing. Basically, it like locks it into place, so there's like no play in it, and there was no solution for that with a cage with the battery grip at the time. So let's see here. Keeping on my mind. What's up, man? It's been a while. Are you ever coming back to Charleston? Yeah, I'm definitely coming back to Charleston. All my family's back in Charleston. I actually, like, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks after we drove out here, we drove from Charleston to here, I got hired for a job back in Charleston, so I flew back and did that. I was there for like 48 hours, and then I left. But yeah, we're planning a trip. We just haven't really traveled much just because of COVID and all that, but hopefully probably in the springtime I'll definitely be back, try to get out there for, well, it just depends on how busy work is. So I mean, if I don't get back and that means I'm really busy with work, I'm not gonna be all that mad at that. That was a cool video. Thanks, man. We both went all in. Yeah, this is Michael Drowley is talking about. We both went all in. If you don't know who Michael, really cool dude, really good friend of mine. He's an Aussie, which is even more awesome, but just a super awesome guy. Runs his own production company as well. And I hope you're doing well down in Australia. Last we talked, it was a little gnarly, but hopefully things are getting better. But definitely go to Michael's channel, go subscribe to him, send him some love for sure. Christian, what's the next spec you want to work on, and can I come? Answer to the second question is absolutely. The next spec, I was thinking about that. I'll hit you up. I'll shoot you a text, and we'll talk about that, because I definitely want to do something. It'd be really fun. Let's see here. Cayman Media. Hey Tyler, I own the C200. Which camera would you recommend as a B cam? 1DX Mark III, C70. I do a lot of weddings and films for companies. 4K 60 is important to me. If you don't need RAW and you don't need photos, then I would definitely say go for the C70, because the C70 can also, really honestly, I would run that as your A cam for your image, because it is, it's got 10-bit, all that kind of stuff. Unless you're shooting in RAW on the C200, then that can be your A cam. But I would only recommend the 1DX Mark III if you need stills. And if you need stills, the R5 is also a really good option. They're working on the overheating thing through firmware updates, and I think it's even gotten better since then. But I would not recommend the 1DX Mark III unless you need a stills camera, or unless you need something that's super weather sealed. I don't know where you're located. Weather sealing for me was really important, especially in Charleston doing weddings, because it could rain at any given moment, and rain really hard. So having weather sealing was really important to me. However, if that's not really an issue for you, if you're somewhere with like perfect weather, the C70 I think is probably the better option for video, obviously, unless you need stills. Cool. Let's see. John asks, hey, I'm interested in filmmaking, but I find it quite hard to tell a story and making it cinematic. Any advice? This seems kind of silly, but like, watch good movies and watch good documentaries and watch good episodic TV shows, not like sitcoms, but shows that have a story, and start to see how those stories unfold throughout the seasons or throughout the course of the movie, or whatever the case may be, and you'll start to see patterns of good storytelling. Read books, read stories, read books that have good stories, and that will help you just kind of get into the mindset of storytelling. That's what I do. I watch a lot of movies and I watch a lot of TV because number one, storytelling is really important, but number two, I also watch them to see how they're lighting things, and to see if if I'm watching a show, if I can see what lighting technique was used to light a particular scene. So yeah, I mean, and then other than that, I would just get out and start shooting, and don't fall back on slow motion or cinematic B-roll as your story, because those are not stories. If you're doing a video, a travel video, or anything, try to make a story out of that. You know, you start from one place and you start making your way to another place. Try to do that. I mean, even in your own town, be a tourist in your own town and go with somebody and just try to make just a little story out of it and create the edit to tell a story. And over time, you'll start to create better stories. You'll start to really think of stories while you're editing, while you're shooting, and that'll kind of help. So, yeah. Can you show your lighting setup right now? It looks so good. Okay. So the lighting setup. So back there, I've got two Aputure MCs. They're at just like blue or something, teal or blue or something. I've got the 300D Mark II as my key, and I've got the Aputure 300X and the Nova P300C just shooting into the ceiling just to give exposure lift. I literally did all this so we could see the snow outside. So that shows you how like little of a life I have. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Kevin. Mr. B, what's the advantage of 8x frames for interview lighting? Doesn't a large softbox achieve the same result? Well, it depends on the size of the softbox. It also really depends on, it depends. There's a number of things that kind of go into that. An 8x is really good for lighting multiple people, or if you're in a very big space and you're trying to get a really wide shot for an interview, maybe head to toe or something like that. A softbox really isn't going to cut that, because as soon as you move that source further away, even this is a soft, like I'm using the light dome right here, and it's a 36-inch softbox. But as soon as you move that further away from the subject, that source gets smaller, relatively speaking, so it starts casting harder shadows and stuff like that. So when you move a light out from the subject, getting something like a 6x or 8x or something is going to give you a much bigger source, and consequently a bigger source is going to give you softer light. So like on this last production that I just did, two productions, the one that Kevin and Griff were here, we used an 8x for the key because we're lighting multiple people across the stage, multiple musicians, and then we actually used the 300 or 300D or 300X, I can't remember, in the light dome on the upstage side, really just to give a little bit of fill and kick and exposure to that side of the room. But we used an 8x as our main key source, and it gave a nice soft key light all the way pretty much across the entire board. Let's see here. Victor T Media, thanks for joining. Suggestions on a B-cam gimbal that can do 1080p 120p with audio and autofocus. I have C200 and 5D Mark IV. P.S. I love your LUTs. Thank you so much. I love them too. 120p B-cam. Does the C70 do audio? I'm not sure. I think if the C70 captures audio, I want to say Griff or Carlos, if you're in the chat still, let me know. That might be a good camera to do. With autofocus. So I think Sony does that too, right? The A7S Mark III, maybe? Michael asks, talk through your approach doing spec work. Yeah, I've done a couple of spec ads, and my approach was really it was products that I use. Like one was for a rooftop tent, or I'm sorry, a roof rack, and so I have a rooftop tent, and I just wanted to see how it worked, and that kind of that industry just likes seeing cool shots, slow motion, all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to show, going down a trail and using the product, and with the roof rack, it's kind of double duty because you can't really show it being used without another product being on it. So it's kind of tricky, but in that world, it's pretty common to see multiple brands in the same ad. So yes on audio. So yeah, C70. Go with the C70. That'd be a great B cam. Let's see here. Thanks, Carlos and Griff. C cam to match 2 pocket 4Ks. Love your work, Tyler. Thanks so much. Well, I would just get a third pocket cam. There's no better C cam, no better third camera than to get the same model. They look awesome. We just used 2 on a production with Leica R's. Oh my gosh, I want to go in debt to get those so bad. Let's see, Mr. B says I've been getting into grip work recently, but I find C-stands are a pain to lug around as one-man band. Any tips on transporting them? Other than getting a grip truck, yeah, they're just kind of a pain. Depending on, they're just a pain. Definitely when you're transporting, when you have the C-stand, make sure you're grabbing the grip arm over the grip arm. You're not putting your finger in between the grip arm and the C-stand, because if you hand it off, it's going to pinch you really bad. But they're just a pain to kind of transport, but they're super useful on set, and they've been around for a very long time for a good reason. Otherwise, just get a bunch of combo stands, but that's kind of impractical for most stuff. Chris is still waiting on my LUT pack for your iPhone 7 footage. Dude, I'll get right on that. That's a cinematic camera for sure. Did I get through all of the comments? Come on, people. Comment so I can catch up. Well, I'm just going to go back to the snow because that's super fun. This is pretty cool. Got into snowboarding this year, so can't wait. Gonna go tomorrow. We have some just a little break in time, waiting on a few assets from a client to finish out an edit for them, and so figured I'd go up to the mountains and snowboard, and should be really good snow on the mountain. Oh, more comments, sweet. Leica R would be amazing. We have a set of SMC Takamars for now. Sweet. For C-stands, I carry them upside down with legs on my shoulders. Yeah, that works. It just obviously be cautious when when you're walking into a set that's a smaller set. Obviously, the you don't want to knock a lampshade over or something like that. I usually just carry them right in front of me, unless I'm out in the wide open. Then yeah, carry them however. But I usually just carry them right in front of me, or one in each hand, just below, just so if I need to, I can put them up real quick. Sweet. All right, Chris, I'm glad I put your heart at ease. Kumo stands can break down a little more from the feet and the main pole, which helps for transport. Yep. Kumo, maybe Kupo stands? Is that what you're talking about? Hey, did anybody join the Aputure live stream yesterday? That was intense. That was like pretty remarkable that they ran for like 8 hours straight. There was word on the street that they were going to come out with tube lights. I'm super glad that they did not, because I was not prepared to spend any money. But those new Amaran lights look pretty sweet. There's the 100 and 200D, and then an X version, which is pretty intriguing. However, I really want to get my hands on, well, both versions, But the X versions, as I understand it, don't have the optical diffusion glass or whatever they call it in the 300X, which if you don't know what that means, in the 300X it's a bicolor point source light as well. But it basically you'll have, there's a bunch of reviews on it, but essentially there's a little piece of glass in front of the chip, and basically it blends all of the different LED chips together, the warm light and the cool white ones, so it still acts as a single source. However, the way I understand with the 200X is they're just different, alternating lines of bicolor LED chips. Excuse me. So I don't think those are going to work out great like in the spotlight mount, but for softboxes and stuff, super intriguing, or just the beauty dishes and stuff like that. But the 100D and the 200D, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty intriguing. Just with the that's really cool that Aputure did that. I mean, they've been coming out with a lot of really high-end lights like the Nova series and the 600D Pro and all that, and it's cool to see them kind of go back to their roots a little bit and make a light for the indie crowd and for the content creator crowd, because other than maybe the 120D Mark II, a lot of their lights are overkill for content creators. Like the 600D Pro, if you're just a YouTuber and you get that, I mean, that's cool, but that's like extremely overkill. You'll probably use it at like 2% all the time. So yeah. Let's see. Any recommendations for EF telephoto lenses that don't break the bank? We are looking for 1 or 2 for weddings. We already have the 24 to 105. If you're looking to stick within the Canon branded, I would go for the 24 to 70 2.8, just because for weddings, just having a wider aperture is just really helpful for low light stuff. If you don't mind moving over to something different like Sigma or something, the Sigma 24 to 70 art is really awesome. It also has image stabilization built into it. That's what I have. And it matches up great with the 18 to 35. But if you're looking to stay with glass, within the same family, which I really recommend, because if you start mixing lens brands and even different levels or different models within the brands, I can't even think of the name, but like, using an L series lens and then like just like the nifty 50, having different lenses is just as hard to match in post than as different camera sensors. So like in this last production, I had 3 Blackmagic cameras and they all had Leica R lenses, so they matched up perfectly in post. So yeah. Do I still have my C200, or did you change to the Blackmagic G2? Yeah, that I sold my C200 back in, I'm gonna say May or something. And the reason why I did it is I actually joined, I freelanced for a church back in Charleston called Seacoast Church, and I freelanced for them, and then they actually asked me during, when COVID, the whole COVID thing went down, they asked me to, if I would join on a temporary permanent basis, meaning basically a 3-month contract with being on full time, basically. So with the idea that I would maybe join on staff full time indefinitely, and at the time we weren't thinking moving to Colorado is an option because of COVID and all that. So I sold my C200 because one of the perks with being on staff at the time was being able to use the equipment that the film team had, and they actually had the C200. So my C200 was just collecting dust, and with the uncertainty of COVID, I decided to sell it and just had that money sitting in the bank just in case. We moved out to Colorado, and I was kind of left with this decision, like, what route do I go? And I decided to go for the Ursa, for the G2. I actually went for the 12K originally, but I canceled that pre-order and reallocated some budget to because I sold a bunch of other things like when we moved, like a whole like tools and all that kind of crap. And I basically used that budget, reallocated the budget that I would have spent on the 12K, went with the G2 because it's more than enough for anything. Excuse me. And so, where was I? Oh, so with that extra budget, I invested in some more lighting and lensing and like, follow focus and all that kind of good stuff. Still think the C200 is a great camera. If I patent sold it, I'd still be using it today. I think it's a fantastic camera. But, I really love the image that comes from Blackmagic, and I've grown very fond of their user interface and their customer service and all that good stuff. And the Ursa still checked all the boxes for me that I wanted. Built-in NDs, built-in XLR with phantom power, and then the frame rates are also pretty awesome. Let's see here. Griff says that new little 100D looks awesome. I want to pick up 2 of them to become little studio light for YouTube. Yeah, same. Yeah, what he said. Did I upgrade to the RS2? No, I did not. I upgraded to the 600D Pro. The Aputure, not Canon 600D. But I kind of interested in it actually. So if I can sell my Ronin S, then maybe I'll pick one up. Or if Santa loves me, maybe Santa will bring me one. Probably not. Let's see. We really want to stay in the same family of lenses. Right now we use the 18-35, the Sigma 17-55, the 24-105, and a vintage 50, which is a mess in post. Great tips. Any recommendations for anything closer? Well, if you have the 18-35, I'd definitely go for the 24-70. That's a great lens for most stuff. I don't. That pretty much stays on my Ursa, and I think you said you had a C200, or is that somebody else? Anyways, regardless, it pretty much stays on my Ursa almost all the time, except for right now I'm using the 18-35 because I wanted a little bit wider. But yeah, it's a great lens. For anything closer, is the 7200 f4 any good for video? Yeah, I have one. It's somewhere around here. But yeah, it's a great lens. Yeah, it's a good one. I think Sigma also makes a 70-200, but I think it's in their sport line. And I'm not sure. I haven't really tested out to see if it matches with the art line or not. Oh no, you got pocket 4Ks. Yeah, I mean, if you're using, another thing to consider is the mount that you're using. If you're using a speed booster, maybe consider getting the just an active adapter without a speed booster in it, because that'll give you extra reach as well with the 24-70. Depending on if it's like if you had it like mine, it's a little harder because it's kind of locked in a little bit more. But if you don't have it, semi-permanently mounted, if you don't like with the little foot adapter thing, that's another option you could use. Let's see here. Simon, looking for an f1.4 prime under 700 grams that doesn't vignette much. Are you looking for one, or are you asking me if I'm looking for one? If it's EF, the Canon 35-1.4 is a extremely good lens. I kind of regret selling it, but it's really light, so. Chris says those 100x, 200x lights are going to be perfect for travel, corporate gigs, and all gigs when you need more exposure. No freaking doubt. I have a couple of Godox SL60Ws, and I actually used them on a shoot, put some full CTOs in front of them for just for practical, some flares and stuff, and I like the 100X would have been so freaking convenient because, you know, they didn't have to gel at that point. So yeah, I mean, so lightweight. That's the reason why I do like the Godox lights for that, because, you know, it's all built in. There's no ballast or anything. You just plug it in and go. So that's one thing I do like, and that's kind of what Aputure's done with their Amaran line. And yeah, it's a really, really intriguing light. Maybe they'll like discover me and think I'm cool and stuff and send me lights or something. Tommy, what's up, man? It looks, yeah, it's kind of cold, but it's not like a wet cold like we had back in Charleston. So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's snowing, so 100%, yeah, it's super cold, especially for someone from the beach. Carlos, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. What time is it right now? Cool. Michael Drowley says the Tamron 7200 is legit adapted to the Pocket 4K. Sweet. Christian, have you watched my good... Oh, I thought you said my good Netflix. I was about to have more questions for you. Any good Netflix shows, movies, or docs that you'd recommend? Yeah. Let's see. What was the show? I'm totally blanking on the title. I think it's called Away. It's fictional, but they're going to Mars and they're following. Unfortunately, it's been canceled, which is a bummer. But that's a good one. And gosh, got me on the spot. I'm also like a sucker for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know why. I just love that show so much. So that's a good one. It's not Netflix original. Santa Clarita Diet, super good one. Free Solo, that's a great documentary. That's not on Netflix though. That's on Disney Plus, I think. But we got into climbing, so I keep watching that over again, and then, like, my palms get sweatier every time I watch it. Let's see, what else? Gosh, that's a great question. I'll keep thinking on it and get back to you. There's so much that I would recommend, because COVID, all you do is like watch movies. Let's see here. Tommy, looks like you got some Bebop batteries on there charging. Yes, I do. Those little micro batteries from Bebop are freaking awesome. They're so tiny. They're so good for travel. And hold on, I'll grab it. So, these are awesome. Number one, they're super tiny, and I mean, they're like perfect for travel to put into a pellet, like a little carry-on Pelican case or something. I got the 98 watt-hour one just to be compliant with travel. But the really cool thing is on the top right here, you can see you can pretty much put a D-tap cable in either way. Like there's not a wrong way you could put it in. So it's super, super convenient there. And it's got a little USB out on the top here. And then I just discovered this. If you double click, you get a little light, little flashlight thingy, which comes in more handy than you'd think on set. You know, if it's a dark set or something, blast that bad boy on, or if you're on a plane, I don't know why you'd have your V-mount battery out on a plane, but gives you just enough light to kind of see where you're working and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. Gonna make a video on batteries here soon. It was really funny, speaking of the cold weather, when Griffin and Kev flew in, they were like super out of California. It was kind of funny because it like, unfortunately it got like really cold and I felt kind of bad for them because it was like super cold and they weren't used to that, but it was a fun shoot. Chris, thanks for joining, man. I really appreciate it. Definitely catch you on Insta. Hope you're doing well, man. Love my Bebop kit. Tommy says, I have like 9 Bebop batteries. That's awesome. You can never have enough V-mount batteries. I mean, you just use them for anything: cameras, monitors, lights, all that. Cause I'm not, you know what? I'm gonna make a video on it, and you know, maybe Tommy will be part of it. I don't know. Simon, Chris Frost says the Canon 35-1.4 vignette's quite a bit wide open. Is Tamron 35 as illuminated as things? I don't have any experience with I don't have experience with the Tamron lens, so I can't really give you any input on that. Abstract on Netflix. I have not seen that, Michael. I'll have to check that out. What else on Netflix? Yo, hey, just leave it in the comments. Like, hit Christian up. Give some good suggestions, and maybe that'll get my brain thinking, because I'm like super on the spot right now. Kevin says I'm such a wuss. Oh my gosh. I can't freaking wait to be back on a project with you guys. It was so much fun, and like it looks awesome too. Like it's awesome having 3 cinematographers like on the crew that kind of just know everything, and know lighting, audio, camera. Like there was not one second where I was like concerned or anything. It was awesome. So thanks, guys. Let's see here. I don't want to take up too much of your. Hey, hit that like button, by the way. And I assume you're probably subscribed to the channel. But yeah, hit that thumbs up button so like YouTube says, hey, this guy's popular, and we'll start promoting his videos and make me really popular and rich, and I can go buy a red Komodo or something with the ad revenue. Cool. Anything else? It's been a long time since I have live streamed. Anyways, I'm going to make a review on the Ursa coming up. I've had it since September, I believe, and I've used it on quite a few different style projects. Stuff in the snow and the dust and controlled environments and all that stuff. So now I feel like I've got a good enough experience with it to kind of give a good opinion on it. But sweet. Is that a Denby mug? No, it's just a mug I got in Asheville, North Carolina. But it's cool. I like it. Throwdown 515. Thoughts on Aputure's new 600D Pro? Stoked on it. Can't wait for it. Comes in Wednesday, and I will give you more thoughts after that. Seems like it's super bright. All the like popular YouTube people got some hands on it early on, which is cool that Aputure sent it out to, from what I've seen, mostly cinematographers, which is really cool because they have much better perspective than, no, I would say much better perspective. That's a lie. They have a different perspective that I appreciate as a filmmaker with regards to the reviews, because they do more of the practical stuff, but the guys like Tommy and Gerald Undone and stuff like that, like I like theirs too. Like I wait for theirs and usually I watch theirs first because they give you the readings and exactly what, like the technical stuff that you need to know about the light going into a shoot, which is just as valuable as the practical applications. But it's kind of cool to see, Aputure starting to send these out to some YouTube channels that are filmmakers as well, that kind of put the practical applications in the way. So, Tommy, are we going to get a review from you? Because I need all the technical stuff, because that's important to me. I go to Tommy's. If you don't know Tommy Calloway, he's like the lighting dude, the guru on YouTube with lighting. And I go to all of his videos for the technical specs and technical applications of any lights. Like I just rented the IntelliTech Light Mat, the big one, he did a video on it, and he was the first person I went to see if it would be something that I should rent for a project. And his video answered all my questions. So Yeah. But anyways, I'm really excited for the light. Like I said, it comes in Wednesday, finally, after all this time waiting. And that's pretty much it. I mean, once it comes in, I'll give you more thoughts. It seems like it's really bright, but can't really give you much more than that until I use it. Let's see. Michael, thanks, brother. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, man. I'm gonna wrap this up probably. It's going on about an hour long, so seems like a lot of people are starting to drop off anyway. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and hopefully I can live stream here again soon. But I need to find a better process because this took forever to set up. So anyways, guys, love y'all. Thank you so much, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.